Now it's not just an affair, it's a drug thing too. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I predict that next week everyone will be in a band. If we had a judge put Noah and Allison on a scale to see who's the naughtiest, this week Allison wins. We'll talk about her in a minute. First, let's start with Noah. It turns out Noah Salloway has a best friend, and he came all the way down to Montauk to hang out for the weekend. Of course, he's going through a sad time and a separation from his wife Val, so he's turned to nose candy. Noah gives his friend's transgression a pass, and the two decide to go party all night long at the end. Hold on just a minute. Noah and Allison both insisted that they never went to the end. Liars. Max and Noah are partying and a hot woman comes in. And who is it? Allison. And very high Max wants to get it on with her, but Noah's very jealous and kind of puts a stop to it. However, the whirlwind romance hits a snag when Noah asks Allison if she's still sleeping with Cole. She says she is, and he's not happy about it. Then she leaves mysteriously at 5 in the morning to go home. Noah is not happy and is super jealous, so he does the only reasonable thing and follows her. Noah also has to deal with a very sad wife, Helen, who wants to know why he never wants to have physical relations with her. He tells her it's because of his book and all this other junk, but it all comes off very lame-o, and Helen doesn't buy it. And while you think Max is kind of out of the picture, oh no, he's Noah's best friend, but he's also close to Helen too, which is evidenced when he kisses her full-on the mouth at dinner. I'm guessing she really enjoyed that since she hasn't been kissed or touched in quite a while. Where are they having dinner though? Oh, I know, at the diner where Allison works. Why does he keep doing this? If you're having an affair with someone, you don't take your whole family to dinner there, especially with your best friend who tried to hit on the waitress all night before. Max starts talking about going and picking her up, but guess what? Noah's still jealous. Noah informs Max that she's off limits because she's married. He goes back and secretly makes out with her at the diner. Then Noah starts thinking about drugs and wants to know where he could get drugs on the island, so he thinks of the worldliest person he knows. Whitney. She doesn't give anything away, but it's a weird conversation. Which just brings us to another character, Oscar. Oscar doesn't like Noah, and he doesn't like the Lockharts. He jabbers on to Noah about taking Allison's virginity, and then talks about the drugs that the Lockharts are pushing through their ranch. He then calls the cops, and Noah tells Allison. We also see Scotty go over to the register and just start taking money out of the drawer. And this pisses Oscar off. I'm not sure what Oscar's involvement is with the drugs, but it's something. Another character that was pretty pivotal to this episode was Noah and Helen's son, Martin. When Allison gets home from being with Noah, she finds his son asleep in a horse stall, and she and Cole invite him in for breakfast. Anyone else think it's weird that she and Cole have this relationship with Noah's son? After breakfast, they call the Salloways, and Martin just ends up staying for the rest of the day on the ranch. But things take a turn for the worse when he lets the horse free that Cole just brought home. Allison decides it's time to take Martin home, and the two have a heart-to-heart about life. Which brings us to Allison's story. Allison notices that the guy they usually get their drugs from is not there. When she gets back to the water taxi place with her cooler full of drugs, she tells him, but they aren't too worried about it. Then she sees Noah, and he tells her that Oscar called the cops. The Lockhart brothers flip out, and Cole tells them we're going to scrub down this place and take all the drugs back to the ranch and bury it. Allison volunteers to stay and wait for the cops while the boys go and take care of the dirty work of hiding the drugs. She waits and waits, and the cops never come, but Oscar does. The two have a pretty serious confrontation. Allison seems conflicted about being a drug dealer, but also seems to not care because she doesn't seem to care about anything because she's still grieving the loss of her son. And Noah is really over Allison in this episode because he finds out she's involved in this criminal activity. He tells Allison it's over, but she doesn't want it to be over. She wants another chance. We see Noah running back to Helen's arms and getting it on with her because he wants to make amends. And he obviously feels bad that he cheated on her with a drug dealer. We're over halfway through this first season, and I'm already wondering what else could possibly happen in this storyline. Tell me what you're thinking to help me get through to next week's episode.